We're going to talk about superstitions in the Shakespearean / Elizabethan era. Okay, let's get started. A big thing back then was astrological fortune telling, and basically they would look at the stars and see if it was their fortune, future, whatever. One story of this is that Queen Elizabeth had a toothache / illness, and instead of consulting her family physician, she called up her fortune teller guy and was all like, help me, and so he did, but actually it didn't end well because he accidentally put some curse or something on her, and I'm pretty sure she had him killed. Alright, another big thing was like the concept of free will, sort of. Compared to our times, we can believe whatever we want to believe, like you determine your own fate or if some outside force does. But back then, that wasn't very big. People mostly believed that your fate was already predetermined by some outside force or a supernatural being. Like, for example, God had pre-planned everything. So if you were stuck in some crappy life, well, you can't really do anything about it because, oh, that's what some supernatural being has already decided for me. Some quick little things that were also superstitions back then. The whole God bless you thing while someone sneezes. That was created back then because people believed when you sneeze, it gives the opportunity for the devil to come inside of your body. So when someone would sneeze, it'd say, God bless you! So you don't have the devil inside of your body. Another thing was the whole knock on wood thing. That was created back then in order to have good luck. And salt and pepper thing, yeah, if you spilled salt and pepper back then, that was considered a bad omen of some sorts because those spices were pretty expensive back then. You know, getting all that salt and pepper up in there. Ghosts. Ghosts were really creepy back then. They weren't the typical Charlie Brown trick-or-treating ghost sheep thing. They were creepy. They were believed to come back to haunt someone the way that they died. So if your ghost that's haunting you was killed by having their limbs chopped off, they would come back all bloody and it would be terrifying. So it was kind of conflicting for the people to listen to the ghosts because most of the time ghosts would come back with an order to fulfill. For example, they would want a proper burial or they had unfinished business here on Earth. So if a ghost came to you and said, I want a proper burial, you had two decisions basically. You could follow your church because religion was a huge thing back then. You could follow the church and ignore the ghost because if you followed the ghost's orders and whatnot, you would be sent to hell. So you could not follow the ghost and not go to hell, but have ghost havoc shunned put upon you because if you didn't follow ghost orders, they would make your life terrible. Or you could follow the ghost's orders and risk being sent to the fiery flames of down there. Yeah, you don't want to make a ghost mad, so it was kind of freaky. Something else that was pretty big back then were fairies. Yeah, but they weren't Thumbelina, they were kind of creepy. They were normal fairies, like Puck from one of Shakespeare's plays. They could be represented as river spirits, kind of trashy mermaids if you are catching my drift, and it all depended on which one you had. But the stereotypical fairy was kind of like the keeper of the household, so they would always make sure everything's in order. And they were kind of mischievous because they would mess with stuff in your kitchen, move around things, keep cream or milk from turning into butter, you know, just little things that might kind of make you mad. But if you got a really angry, mean fairy, what they might do is steal your baby in the middle of the night and replace it with a demon deformed fairy creature. Yeah. They like to steal babies if you made them mad. Yeah, they're pleasant little beings. Now, in my opinion, the most major thing back then that was a superstition was definitely witches. They were the superstitions and the stereotypes they had back then totally compared to the ones we have now. For example, one superstition is witches were able to fly, and this thing is actually kind of sexist because witches fly on broomsticks, and women are they're always at home, they don't work outside of the home, they clean, they cook, whatever, and they say that women are witches. Some women are witches because they have access to the broomsticks all the time. So, another superstition is witches are often associated with living alone or living really far away from the town or in the woods because no one wants to live with a witch because they're all evil, blah, blah, blah. Another superstition about them is they're often portrayed as a really old lady or a hag, which is just a really ugly old lady. And some witches were also known to have animals like cats and frogs and owls and things. And that could be a modern reference to Harry Potter because the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, they have things like this creature right here. Yeah, I'm a witch, by the way. This is my evil hench dog. So, in Harry Potter, they had animals like that. Another thing was that witches would brew things in their cauldron of evil liquids. My face is up here. What are you doing? Anyways, this has been a lovely thing, and I really hope you enjoyed it, or at least didn't die because you're staring at my dog right now. I really don't know, my evil hench dog. And I blame my sister for everything. And I hope an evil ghost, demon, fairy, creature, creepy witch does not kill you in the middle of the night. I know, it's really pleasant, right? You can turn the camera off now.
Okay.